In a small, peaceful town, there lived a family in a quiet corner of the city. This family had a 12-year-old boy named Alex, who was in the 6th grade. Alex was an energetic kid who loved playing outdoors, and his favorite activity was playing soccer. Almost every day, Alex would go to the nearby public field where he practiced his skills. One afternoon, after coming home from school, Alex slumped onto the couch, looking deep in thought. He opened a school book, stared at it for a moment, and then leaned back into the soft cushions with a disappointed look on his face. His father, who had just come in from the backyard, noticed this unusual behavior and walked over to his son. Sitting beside Alex, he asked what was bothering him. Alex explained that he had received a poor grade in math, but that wasn't what was truly upsetting him. He shared that his close friend and neighbor, Liam, always seemed to score high in math. No matter how hard Alex tried, he just couldn't seem to do as well. Hearing this, Alex's father went to get a glass of water to calm his son. Once Alex had relaxed a bit, his father took him outside to their small backyard garden, which was filled with shady trees and had a peaceful atmosphere. "Alex," his father began, "I want you to understand 3 important lessons from what happened today. These are lessons that will guide you as you grow older." Alex, who deeply respected his father, was a bit confused but intrigued. "Can you explain those lessons, Dad?" he asked. "You will learn each lesson one by one through a challenge I will give you," his father replied with a gentle smile. After a brief pause, his father continued, "For the first lesson, I want you to invite Liam to play soccer with you tomorrow." Alex nodded, eager to find out what lesson his father had in mind. The next morning, the weather was bright and welcoming, and Alex went to school with his usual excitement. That afternoon, after school, he invited Liam to join him for a soccer game at the nearby field. As usual, Alex, who played soccer almost every day, dominated the match. He scored 3 goals, leading his team to a big victory. Meanwhile, Liam, who wasn't very familiar with soccer, struggled. He often lost the ball and made several mistakes. Despite this, everyone who played that day had a great time. Afterward, Alex cleaned up and hurried to meet his father in the backyard. "Dad, I played soccer with Liam today. What's the first lesson you want to teach me?" His father smiled knowingly and said, "Tell me how the game went." Alex described everything, from his 3 goals to how Liam wasn't very good at soccer. His father nodded and said, "Look at this, Alex. Liam may not be good at soccer, but he's great at math, just like how you might struggle with math but excel at soccer. We are all different, and that's okay. We each have our strengths and passions." Alex felt a wave of understanding wash over him. He realized that people are different and don't have to be the same, but curious as always, he immediately asked about the second lesson. For the second lesson, his father said, "I want you to pay close attention to Liam tomorrow at school. Keep track of how often you see him counting or working with numbers." The following day, Alex eagerly went to school, excited to complete his father's challenge. Throughout the day, he quietly observed Liam, noticing how often he was engaged in math-related tasks. After school, Alex spent time playing soccer again, and until his father returned home that evening, Alex approached his father and reported his findings. "Dad, Liam was counting a lot today. He was working on math problems, solving puzzles, even calculating things like change during recess. And he even counted the petals on a flower." His father smiled warmly and said, "That's the second lesson, Alex. Liam is good at math because he enjoys it and practices it often. If you want to get better at something, you have to keep practicing, just like you do with soccer. It doesn't always have to be difficult. You can start with simple things like counting petals on a flower." Alex smiled, realizing that he could improve in anything as long as he practiced consistently, just like he had with soccer. Without waiting, Alex eagerly asked about the third and final lesson. His father thought for a moment and said, "For the last lesson, I want you to think about how much better Liam is at math compared to you." Alex paused for a second, then hesitantly replied, "I think Liam is about 3 times better at math than I am." "All right." His father said, "For the last challenge, I want you to study math 3 times harder tomorrow." Alex swallowed nervously but nodded, determined to tackle the final challenge. The next day, after school, Alex sat down to study math. After an hour of intense focus, he decided to push through and study for 2 more hours, tripling his usual effort. But before he could finish, his head started to throb, and without realizing it, he fell asleep. Later, he was gently woken up by his father's soft tap. "Wake up for dinner and meet me in the garden afterward," his father said. Feeling disappointed in himself, Alex met his father. His head hung low. "I'm sorry, Dad," Alex said. "I couldn't complete the challenge. I studied so much that my head hurt, and I ended up falling asleep." His father gently patted Alex's head and said, "Alex, this is what happens when you try to master something you don't enjoy. It's hard to stay disciplined and consistent. But when you study something you love, discipline and consistency feel much lighter, just like how you stay dedicated to playing soccer." After a brief silence, his father gave him the final piece of advice. "So, if you want to be smart and become an expert at something, either study what you love or learn to love what you're studying." Alex, filled with admiration for his father's wisdom, promised to carry these 3 important lessons with him for the rest of his life. Moral: if you want to excel in something, either love what you do or find joy in learning it. Everyone has their strengths, and practice makes progress.